Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
But
It's back on.
are we back on with sound?
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, once again, hello everybody, and welcome to PSGL PCF4. Apologies for that. As you can see, we've changed our pre-show as well across the board here because of the tragic passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II as well. Her Majesty passed away this afternoon at Balmoral in Scotland, as you can expect. It has shaken the entire world because not only was she the Queen of England, but the Commonwealth as well, and this remarkable woman had an influence throughout the world as well. So we are understandably all shaken, especially the UK broadcasters as well, and everybody in the Commonwealth. So you're going to see a little bit of a difference here this afternoon. But our thoughts and prayers are with the royal family as well, with His Majesty the King as well, and the Queen's consort as well. Richie is alongside me as always, and Richie, it's a bit of a weird one this evening. It's a strange feeling, and I think it's going to be a different feeling because yes, we are detached in an esport and Formula One motorsport world, but the impact that this is going to have around the world is a strange one as well. And qualifying is about to begin here in Brazil, and we'll try and bring you as normal broadcast as we can. But it is a strange evening we've got coming up.
And qualifying is now beginning, everyone. Just get it on quickly. Yeah.
Yes, and it's a wet qualifying as well here as well as they come back through. Yeah, it's not going to be a great one as well.
Yeah, I'd like to add. Obviously, it's a very sad day for most of the world. Obviously the Queen's had massive impact on a lot of people, a lot of countries, being the leader of the Commonwealth, and yeah, it's definitely a sad day. But we thought we'd continue the racing. I think it's only the good thing to do, and yeah, so I'm sure the drivers won't be as focused or as lively today, but it's one of the unfortunate situations.
Absolutely, and the racing must go on. I mean, there was a little bit of talk if we were going to go on air, but everybody has decided to do so, which is maybe not the correct thing to do later on, but right now that's how everybody is feeling as well as the cars are heading out onto the pit lane here at the Interlagos circuit as well. And with it being a wet qualifying and probably a wet race, this should hopefully cheer everybody up as well. From the horrific news we've been seeing, we're just seeing Ardaganal then heading out onto the track as well on the onboard, looking remarkably good as well. Following out as well is one of the Alfa Romeos and an Alpine as well, which is good as well. I've just been handed a message from His Majesty the King as well. Of course, we don't know if it will be King Charles, as we said before as well, that he would change his name as well. But this from His Majesty the King has just come in and been passed to me as well. He says, "The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth, and by the countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held." And that, of course, was a statement from His Majesty the King. As we continue on as well, we'll hopefully now get through and keep on as well as we see Arnica now starting the time.
Yep, starting his time for the center S now. He's got obviously a bit different in the wet. Obviously in the dry, it's a lot easier just to shut the car in, but in the wet you've got to be very careful as he really slides around there, around the curve of the Sol now, heading up the rest of the pasta up towards what's that called name now? That's it, yeah.
Casino de Larga, yeah.
Also get that name.
Section.
Yeah.
I thought for years it was Casino de Largo, and then I heard Crofty say it's Casino de Larga, so it's like lager at the end of it.
Yeah.
So,
I always thought the Retroposta was turn 4, but now the Retropostas are straight.
Yeah, down the Retroposta, out of Curva de Sol. No, not which one is it?
Curva de Sol's number 2.
Yeah.
Got Center S, Curva de Sol, Retroposta, and then Casino de Largo.
Down into Casino de Largo, yeah, and then up through Pirotella. And then the rest of the track names get incredibly difficult to remember as well. Because
They are
they
difficult.
just sort of shrink in, yeah. I know we all know that turn 11 down towards turn 11, as we were just coming through shortly, was Magullo. And then we've got Zheng Cao as well, and not Zheng Xiao as Crofty Mountain, it's Zheng Cao coming through there as well. And then it's up the Silver Dove Oxes corner, and then into the Aqua Bianca turn 15, and then across the line. So first time coming on, and it's a 1:19.253. Good time.
Bogdan Moldovan 5/10 off there. We can see Cameron Des come towards the line. He's going to go fastest to 1:19.216. Next across the line will be, is it an Aston Martin? Yes, it is. It's Martin Maguli. He's going to put on a 1:21.1. Definitely not very good time at all for him. Menno goes third with a 19.7. Also got Leroy Brown as well with Tamascal. Tamascal goes fifth. And then, Leroy Brown getting very close to a second quicker nearly from Harvey Cohen there. Puts it P1 over Cameron Dowd in P2 now. There's only a few drivers coming up to the line. I think Lefty's next to come up in the Ferrari. He's going to be looking to set a good time in the Ferrari. But Henry, he's going to go with the 1:22.2. Lefty goes onto the board with a 1:19.8. Next cross line will be Leroy Brown, followed by Isfan. Oh no, Isfan goes third. Leroy Brown goes sixth. Not very good for him at all. And we've got the two Alpines next across the line. Harlan Marquis coming up towards the line now. Past the pit lane, he's going to be coming up to the line. He's going to be able to get into the 19s at least, and he does. A 19.1 for Harlan. Next, we've got Jay
Verhaage. So we've got everyone but Jay Verhaage set a lap time, and we're watching him now on the TV pictures as well as he comes down. I'm trying to get shift 13 up as well so I can see him on my screen as well as he comes into Zheng Cao. He's a minute 4 through that part of the track as well as
big
he
slide.
Wowzers, he's really twitching that car around as he comes round into the last corner. Now, is he going to pump up the volume and put it up there? Let's take a look across the line now.
Sixth.
And it's sixth. Okay, so exactly halfway coming through as well.
But look at this, though. The two championship contenders are 8th and 9th.
Yeah, that is a good sign as well.
It is, yeah. But Henry Moore, he's gone quickest in sector 2. And he's going to be coming to the line now to set another time. Let's see what he can put the Red Bull. Currently, Red Bull are first and last. And will Henry Moore improve? Yes, he will. And he'll go up to second. Henry Moore. Very nice time.
3.27 seconds faster than his own best time as well. So that's a very big improvement as well to come through.
Harvey Cohen, an 18.4.
We can get these, and he's going quicker as well, by the way. In that first sector, he's a 10th up on his own time as he was round Zheng Cao as well. So Harvey Cohen is finding the time as well. And Marquez goes fastest, 1:18.213 across the board as well. So you can do multiple runs on these wet compound tyres, and we're seeing it have the factor here today as well that they're keeping it through.
Bogdan Moldovan there coming up towards the line. Can he improve that? C puts on the board. Oh, doesn't improve. He's down.
Yeah, let's take a look at Harvey Cohen then, who is still up as well. He's P2 at the moment. Yeah. And he's 0.183 up as well into Magullo, into Zheng Cao, 2/10. Yes, that's what we like to see. He's 2/10 faster than everybody else then as he goes up the hill. Now, is it going to be quicker? We're about to find out if he's got the time.
It's going to be close. I'm going to say 1:18.15.
Oh, good call. Let's see. 1:16, 1:17, 1:18.
1:07. That is a lap.
Yeah.
Very nice lap there. Who else on the lap? Let's have a look. He's Leroy Brown on the lap. He currently is, but he's 1.7 seconds down. Lefty needs 3/10 up in sector 2 is. Let's see what Lefty can put on the board now. Going towards the line.
Started on pole position last time out.
Yeah. Only 10th. Not very good at all. Oh, someone spun. That is it Harlem? No, it must be Jay.
Mezzo maybe.
Oh. Menno.
Yes, it was Mezzo.
Yes, it was Menno. Yeah. But Jay now, he's 3/10 up in sector 2. So no, sector 1, sorry, he's 3/10 up, so he's going to be looking to improve. So a pretty good time, obviously, to get himself up near his teammate, who's currently second with an 18.2. But Red Bull, Harvey Cohen especially, looking very good at the moment on their tyres. Let's see now, Jay Verhaage coming up towards the end of sector 2. What time can he do in sector 2? Let's have a look. He's gone for a 1:01. Oh, he's 7/10 up. This is good for Jay. He's purple in sector 2. Can Jay get it onto the front row with his teammate, Harlan Marquis? Let's see now. Jay coming up towards the line now. He's coming, well, through the final corner, past the pit lane entry, up towards the line. It's going to be a good time for Jay. Let's see what he can put on the board. An 18. It's going to be an 18.4. Puts in P3. Who else on time? Leroy Brown. We'll watch Leroy Brown for now to see if he's going to be setting any times anytime soon. And I don't think he is. No, he's not. Lefty Donatami
Yeah,
is
it
currently
doesn't
three
improve.
hundredths up in sector 2.
I'm just getting loads of messages coming through at the moment as well from people about the Queen as well, and
Yeah.
my American colleagues I work with as well at places like USON and Grid Network as well, just saying as well about Her Majesty as well passing as well. It really has hit everybody
Yeah.
quite hard. And I understand as well some of the drivers as well that race here as well, feeling some impacts as well, which is interesting. But I'm going to be very interested as well to keep it on an F1 narrative for a second. I'm going to be interested to see what happens this weekend with Formula One because 9 of the 10 teams are based in the UK. There's so many British drivers involved as well. I'm going to be very interested as well to see what happens as well. I've heard that there's going to be a minute silence on the grid. I've also heard that a few cars might run with a special black nose cone as well. I think Ferrari might be one of those as well to show respect. But it's always at Monza. There's something that things happens as well. Like I remember as well the Pope as well in Bahrain, and then something later on at Monza. I remember as well after 9/11 as well.
Yes.
The race after as well, that Ferrari ran sponsor free with black nose cones as well, and it's just always a weird situation going on.
I was going to say, I think possibly in the last, I'd say this is probably the biggest news in the last probably 100 years. This is such big news. Obviously the Queen, a very well-known person. Everyone around the world knows who she is, if you like her or not. The monarchy itself is still a big thing all around the world. So I think it's possibly obviously I'm only 17. I'd say it's probably some of the biggest news I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my parents as well just before. They've never had a death of a monarchy as well because it was 1952 and they were born in 1962 as well. So for many people, the Queen has been on the throne for 70 years and this is going to be a completely different situation for everybody.
Well,
as
she hasn't had a bad run at all.
No, and I'm so happy that she got her 70th Jubilee celebrations as well earlier on in the year.
It's good, yeah. Yeah, I saw. That's a Haas there, spun out. It's Van Nagel. Yeah, but I did see.
Crashed into the wall.
Yeah. Oh, is he crashing into the wall? Oh, we
yeah,
turn 2. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so I saw the picture of her with what's it now? Yeah, allowing Liz Truss to form the government, and I could see she looked very ill at that point. So I think it was obviously it was on the brought out the news was this afternoon, but I think when they announced this morning that she was in critical condition, I think at that point she was already passed away. But obviously it's unfair of them to announce it before the family find out.
Yeah, the BBC have to be the first to announce it as well, and everything is due to that operation as well that comes through.
Harvey Coburn, 17-6. Carry on.
And to continue on with this as well, we've just heard news that His Royal Highness the King, will be known as King Charles III. So that's what Liz Truss has just been announced as well. So that will be King Charles III.
Yeah.
We are being told as well. So yes, we now have a king as well, and it's going to affect things next week as well.
Definitely.
The UK, for those of you unfamiliar, the UK now go into a state of mourning as well, and it does affect a couple of things because non-essential businesses do close down for a state of mourning. I think it's a 12-day mourning period as well. Then 10 days after her death, we have the funeral, but it has to be on a weekday as well. So it'll be, I think, Monday the 19th. I was being told earlier on could have been a possible date for it as well. So yeah. It's a very strange situation that we enter now as well, and it's never been done before. So it's whipping the world right now with the news, and it's something that we do talk about as well. Being a British broadcaster, well, this commentary team anyway, a British broadcaster. Now, those of you in F3 have as well as said it as well earlier on, alongside us here today. And our usual pre-race show that we'd spent today filming as well, it just didn't feel correct as well to put that out, so we cancelled the pre-show.
I certainly agree.
Yeah, next week you will be able to see highlights of both races and then extended build. Whoa, my word, that's a biggie.
Big crash, yeah. Bogdan Moldovan is currently quickest in Sector 2. This could be a good
is
time.
Important. Yeah, Moldovan has really come up in the last couple of races as well to win back-to-back as well. Can he take pole position here in Sao Paulo, and the word across the line now? Only 5th, 1:18.276. But look at this, Richie, as well. 8th down, all getting ready to go on intermediate tyres with 5 minutes to go. That's entertaining to see.
That is very interesting. Could be, possibly, it could be the strategy to work. But obviously, we'll see. Most of the people on Inters are just on their outlap, so they won't be sitting any times just yet. But I think who's the front of the pack leading the intermediates? Is it Tamasco? No, it's not. It must be.
Well,
I think
Java just got out there, but
Lefty's at the front. He'll be the first driver to set a time on the intermediates. He's on the Ferrari, the only Ferrari here today. He's nearly spun it. Jesus. Those tyres don't look good.
Yeah, twitching like crazy, isn't he, out there as well? To try and keep that kind in succession. I was trying to do my laptop with the wrong button as well. That's how much I need to pay attention. I was trying to get my PC mouse to go over and edit the YouTube that I'm watching as well on a different camera angle, but it's not needed. So anyway, Hez lefted on a time through the curve to Seoul, down the back half of the circuit, looking okay. As down towards Tia Delaga was the first sector time on the board. He's up 85,000.
Nearly 10. Yeah, it's not bad at all. You can see here some drivers have really struggled. Martin, Lefted, and Menno seem to be really struggling on those in these wet conditions. And then you see Harvey Cohen at the front, 17.6. Like, Harvey Cohen's made for the wet conditions. Setting some very good lap times. But we can see now Lefty coming through sector 2. Going to be heading into sector 3 very, very shortly. Let's see if he can get up in sector 2. You can see the car twitching every corner. And he's got to take it a bit wider on some of the corners just so he can actually get a bit of traction on the exit. And he's coming to the end of sector 2 shortly. We'll see what he can do in sector 2. Is he up? He is up by 4/10 nearly. This could be very good for Lefty to get himself up there a little bit. But he's going to be...
He's the first one on these Inters. Is he going to have the best time out there? If that rain gets heavier, he might just have chosen the right time.
I'm going to say P8. Let's see.
I'll go P2.
P8.
Oh, you're getting good at this. That's the second time today.
Menno. I'm going to say 9th. 7.
Let's have a look. Whoa.
Who else is on the time? Ardoganay, Istvan Nagy, Martin Maguli, but Martin Maguli's invalidated. But we'll watch Istvan Nagy, who was at one point the championship contender, wasn't he? First few rounds he was looking very quick, but now he's just fallen off completely. No offence to him, Istvan, of course. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to figure something out for next season. Otherwise, he's not going to have much of a chance. You know, we've seen his times being very quick, but after about round 4, he seemed to have really lost the pace. Istvan's down. I think he let off. We'll watch. Ardoganay is also invalidated. We'll watch Harvey Cohen, who's 2/10 up in sector 2.
Well,
sector
they're all
1,
changing.
sorry.
Yeah, that rain's getting heavier out there a little bit as well. They're all changing up their strategies. Yeah, so it's not working all that well.
No, it's a bit of a hard thing to like predict, isn't it? Of course, obviously, you know it's on approximate weather, so it. Oh, Harvey Cohen's a second up in sector 2.
He's getting good.
Look at the car just... It's just literally, like... I don't know the word, like... I don't even know how to explain it.
It's just beyond explanation.
Yeah. We'll watch him now come towards the line. A 16.4.
1:16.469 in these conditions is something that I did not expect to see. That's fantastic.
But we'll watch Leroy Brown, the championship leader. He's me 7/10 up, Leroy Brown is. But that's not going to be enough to... That's not even going to be nowhere near enough to get first. 7/10 would only put him to an 18.1, which would be P3 at this time. But we'll see. Thomas Gall, his teammate, also comes to the line to see what Thomas can do. He's coming to the line now. He's going to be in the 18s. He's going to move up to P3. Leroy Brown goes second. A 7. That's still a 1. That's 1.3 seconds.
Yeah. That's amazing. And look at the gap. So Harvey Cohen has just found something on those intermediate tyres that nobody else has.
Jay Vahaj, he's up a lot. Jay goes second with a 16.8. We also got Ardoganay, Istvan Nagy. Istvan Nagy's going to the line. Can he improve? Yes, he can. P3. Ardoganay's next across the line. He's 1.6 seconds up. Let's see where he can put his Mercedes. P3.
Wow.
Bogdan Moldovan, he's also up on his time, but he's going to have to think of something. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck down at the bottom. Let's see now.
2.5 tenths up.
Oh, it's 1.2.
That is an amazing time gain.
That's
there
a 16.7, I think.
So
let's see now.
He's going to slot into second position as well. Let's take a look as he approaches the line. He hugs the inside pit lane. Across the line he comes now. Bogdan Moldovan goes P3. 1:16.879. So just a fraction behind the time.
Leroy Brown up by a second.
And Cameron Downs goes P3 as the checkered flag comes out.
But we've got Thomas Gall. Thomas Gall's up as well by half a second. What can Tamascal do? Coming up to the line now. He's going to put it into the 17 to 17-6. Leroy Brown goes 5th. Just behind Bogdan.
On the 8th. Yeah,
But Bogdan's
on
up.
the 8th.
Let's have a look now. Martin McGooley coming up to the line. He's 2 seconds up. He puts it 10th. Then, Harlem's out. In the pit lane. But S. Van Nagy's quickest in Sector 2. Where's he going to put the Haas? Puts it 2nd.
Oh, good front row for Van Nagy. That was crucial as well for his championship challenge. But
Henry Moore.
Where is Henry Moore going to come?
This is going to be, I'm going to say 4th. What can Henry Moore do?
I'll confirm with you there. He's P7 at the moment.
2nd.
2. 1:16.618. The first one is 1:16.6.
Bogdan Moldovan coming up towards the line. Harvey Cole goes quicker.
Wow. 1:15.5. 1:15.
Left is 5th. Bogdan goes 2nd.
Oh, and that would have been the pole time as well.
It would have been.
For that.
But Harvey Cohen. Bravo.
Wow.
Bravo.
So Harvey Cohen on pole, Bogdan Moldovan 2nd, Henry Moore 3rd, Van Nagy 4th, Jay Verhaage is 5th, 6th for Lefted, 7th for Cameron Downs, 8th for Leroy Brown, 9th for Menno, 10th for Ardeganal, 11th Tamascal, 12th Martin McGulley, and 13th Harlan Marquez as well. Wow!
What a qualifying session that was. It's definitely brought my spirits up to recent events.
Absolutely.
But Harvey Cohen takes pole by 7.5 tenths.
That is insane. What a lap. And he was constantly improving as well.
Yeah, but 1-3 for Red Bull in qualifying there. So this is going to be an interesting race.
And Menace just said, I did not have enough ERS for my last run.
It's a shame. But that was a very good qualifying session. If the race can bring at least half that action, it's going to be certainly a good race. But then again, it's Brazil. Brazil always brings amazing action.
Just to update you as well about things as well happening around the world. If you're tuning into us and you don't have the television as well alongside as well, in terms of the Formula One impact on this news as well about Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Tomorrow there will be a minute's silence on the grid at the start, but just before first practice, and there will also be a big event celebration during the opening pre-stages of the Grand Prix as well. So before the lights out, there'll be a minute's silence on the grid as well, just to update you there. And apart from that, it looks like all things will be normal, which we kind of expected it to be. But I understand as well, for those of you who are also popular with football and things like that, I understand that this weekend's English football matches as well are cancelled due to this news as well, as the country goes into mourning now. So I believe that the English Football League has shut down, and any other sport in the UK would have shut down for the weekend as well. But other than that, I think everything else is as normal. Back to you, Richie, for the start procedure.
Yeah, we'll be starting in 15 seconds to dry race, so that's good news at least.
That is something, but it might rain throughout, so let's hope we have a good one. There we go.
But 2 seconds, and we'll be getting started for the Brazilian Grand Prix here at PSGL now. As you can see, in a second, all the cars lined up. There we go. Red Bull followed by Alfa Romeo. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is race on in Brazil. And Harvey Cohen gets an amazing start, but Bogdan Moldovan is not going to be able to pressure him to turn 1. But Henry Moore's going to try and go around the outside of Bogdan Moldovan. This time he's going to have to back off, but Jay Verhaage gets an amazing start, coming the pressure in. Van Nagy. Lefty didn't have the best start all now. Jay Verhaage into 4th position. Leroy Brown moved up to 7th, but at the moment, the championship leader's going to be not leading the championship after. We've also got Ardeganay and Tamascal fighting down near the bottom of the grid. Menno and also Cameron Dowd. Cameron Dowd's had a very shocking start there. And we can see now Cameron and Menno going side by side into the 2 right-handers now, heading up to the end of Sector 3.
What a fantastic start from Bogdan Moldovan. He defended 2nd position fantastically as well, and Harvey Cohen keeping the lead, but Menno's now really under attack as well. He's got so many cars just behind him, including Tamascal, and diving on the inside, 3 abreast. Aston Martin and Martin McGulley. Menno and Tamascal there, all trying to get through one part of the same track.
Left-it's off.
Going wide. Yes, left it. Going way, way wide. And Tamascal goes to 10th, Ardeganal to 11th. Martin McGulley drops to 12th. Now it's all sort of kicking off as well, Richie.
Yep, Henry Moore being overtaken by Jay Harsh, currently down the back straight, which is something we don't see very often, but they're going to go side-by-side into the centre S's now. Is Henry Moore able to get that position back? He's going to try and push as much as he can, but I think Jay Harsh is going to be able to keep it, and yes, he does! He does. The Haas getting involved.
Look at, it's Nagy at the inside on the way down towards Casino Delaga. Backs out of it, though. Great opening 2 laps.
Amazing opening 2 laps. Well done, drivers. Left him with a 3-second time penalty. But
Well,
look at the advantage this has given to Bogdan and Harvey.
Yeah.
1.1 seconds ahead.
And the DRS isn't even enabled yet, so that is an amazing charge.
It is. It's amazing for these two. I don't know if it was Henry Moore's plan, maybe to kind of hold back Jay from catching up to his teammate, but we'll see now as we come into the final parts of Sector 2, ready to charge down the back straight, where Jay on lap 1 overtook Henry Moore, which I did not see coming.
It might interest you to know as well that Tam Pascal and Martin McGood started this race on medium compound tyres. Everybody else has started this race on the hard compound tyres. So they're going to go extremely long into this race as we come down. But Henry Moore trying to attack Jay Verhaaj, not going to work out. Harvey Kerman, the fast lap, 1:10, 5:76 as well. And meantime, further back, Lefted might be having an attack as well on Cameron Downs. He's the closest back to it as well as they come into it as well. But now we're looking at Harlan Marquez also closing in and Bogdan Moldovan in P2. This is a great little scrap that is developing.
But Leroy Brown, it's helped him a little bit now. He's up to 6th position, but it's still not ideal. Bogdan Moldovan will lead the championship after this race if obviously how it started will end. Currently, Bogdan had, what, would it be like 5 points ahead, I think?
I think just by calculations it is, yeah. We should have
Thomas Gall, Thomas Gall on the outside of Menno into the hairpin. What a move. Martin McGull at the inside of Menno. Menno's lost 2 positions there. As Menno had damage. But he's ghosted.
Menno's left the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ghosted. That's why. Menno's disconnected and his internet's failed on him.
Yeah.
So that is why he's dropping like a stone to the back of the field.
If Martin McGull scores points, this will be the second race.
Game crashed. He says game's crashed.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. It is. Especially when he was doing pretty well actually for where he qualified. So, yeah, it's very annoying for Menno, of course. But yeah, obviously, we can still fight back. If you can still fight back eventually when he gets back into session. We can also see now Istvan on the back of Henry Moore. Istvan's really on the back of Henry Moore now, coming down the Retro Raposta up into the Xena Delaga now. And yeah, it seems that Istvan gets a really good exit, but he just can't keep it on the straight.
Yeah,
also, Harlem got through. Harlem's got through on both Arda and Menno now, so that puts him up into 11th. And at least Menno's back.
I wonder if Nagy's having... Oh, big twitch for the Red Bull of Henry Moore. Wow. I wonder if it's the acceleration for Istvan Nagy as well, that when he's shifting into the gears, because it's got some manual gears, he's missing some of them. So he's just missing a couple of the revs.
Could
as
be.
Well as, wow, that was a bit close to contact.
That was. But yeah, it's fun. He seems to have upped the pace a bit today. He's back into the championship contending type driving, which you saw in round 1 and 2, and he seemed after that to drop off. But look at this gap. He's gaining on Henry Moore just that little bit. And Jay now 1.8 seconds behind Bogdan Moldovan and Harvey Cowan. And Harvey Cowan really, he's just literally every lap just destroying each time. Harlem goes quickest with a 10.4. But yeah, Harvey is definitely doing amazing so far. I can tell this is definitely one of his best tracks because he's at the moment just unstoppable.
Well,
yeah,
the gap. Bogdan said, Bogdan said last week that he's not really had some good luck with this circuit in the past, has he? So he was a bit worried about coming here, but he's only 4/10 off and he's closing in as well. So the battle for the lead is still going, and they've left everybody else for dust. And if this is going to be the 5th race in a row where we haven't had a safety car, then I can't see them changing. To be
Believe
fair,
me,
this could be
no safety car on 5 races. There's got to be some kind of PSGL record, surely.
It must be, yeah. I think. And we've checked all the settings. Everything's fine as well. So I don't know why it's happening. Maybe it's just a game glitch as well, which is
just unlucky.
Like the 60 frames per second, that's halted the F1.
Thing is, as Martin Brundle said many times, I prefer a real safety car over a virtual.
Yeah,
but
I
look
do.
At
the virtual's a
Istvan.
good idea, but full safety car helps.
Definitely. And Leroy Brown also gaining onto the pack now. Also he's on the back of Istvan Nagy now coming out of the SNRSs, and Leroy Brown's kind of up the pace, but he can't get past obviously because the DRS train is very powerful. It's going to be difficult for him to get any kind of moving. But look at the gap now, 2.4 seconds, 2.5 seconds between Jay and Bogdan now. And this is pretty critical for the race leaders.
Which means it's 3.2 seconds between Vieje and Harvey Cohen as well. So that add that into as well, because we're showing you the intervals on the screen as well, not the gap to the leaders. So it is changing dramatically here at the moment as they come back in to turn 8 and 9 as well. The long sweeping left hander as well with the double apex that you sort of accelerate mid-part way through the corner, and then you start to have understeer and it drags you out as well. So you give it a bootful, then you end up with some oversteer to try and correct as well. It's a really hard part of the track. Through McGulla then, and down in towards Junkau, and get back on the power to rise up towards the last corner. This is where it all starts, the DRS advantage. And look at Esteban Nagy. He's closing right back up as well. He's got the best charge here on the back of Henry Moore. We're with Leroy Brown. You can just see the Red Bull as well coming under pressure from the Haas as they come across the line. No change in towards turn 1, but Leroy's actually closed further back up now as well. So this is the battle in the midfield. That's all good. And Bogdan still isn't anywhere near Harvey Cohen at the back. They've just checked out the front.
Yeah, they have just flew away. 3 seconds now is the gap between Jay and Bogdan. So if there's no safety cars, this is beneficial for the top two, of course. But yeah, that's the thing. No one behind can get a move done. You know, obviously, Jay, he's done a pretty good job at defending. You know, Henry Moore's looked up the inside and the outside many times, and Jay's been able to fend him off pretty well. So, you know, Jay's got that defence in him. But also, this could help his teammate a bit. Holding the pack up. Let Harlan maybe get a couple of overtakes in due course.
As it comes back through as well, we understand that as well. Tomorrow's minute silence will be held in the pit lane with all drivers and team mechanics as well lining through the pit lane paddock as well. So they'll be out in the pit lane. That's what the minute silence will be, because they can't put everyone on the grid then bring them back in for a practice session because there's other events going on. So that's an update for you there. They did the same actually in 2001 on the Friday before practice at Monza as well. So there's precedent there. But back to the action now. Look at this as well, with Leroy Brown closing right in at the front in the battle for 6th position as well. We're watching the back of this as well, when Harlan Marquez has closed up to the front. Now we switch back through to the mid-half of the battle. Some excellent camera direction there, Rich, as well. Love that as they come back through. And it's getting into now where Leroy's just getting irritated. You can see he's much faster as well, and he reminds me of another McLaren driver racing in PSGL F1 who's just become the champion as well. He's reminding me a lot of Lucas Blakely.
We've got Martin McGulley now. He's on the back of Thomas Gall there. He's going to be really pressuring Thomas Gall. He's going to go, oh, left has gone wide, left has gone wide. This is going to let Thomas Gall go up the inside. Bit of a dangerous re-entry there from lefted. That's not good at all.
Outside.
Yeah, but look at this. This is allowing Thomas Gall to possibly get up the inside. He is going to go up the inside. What a move, Thomas Gall. He's still going to pressure him on the outside now, and Thomas Gall's not going to back off. And he gets the move. Thomas Gall into 8th. But also we've got Martin McGooley.
That's exactly what Hamilton should have done with Albon. not crash him out. That's the move. And
exactly,
look at the toe.
Oh,
the Ferrari's got
Menno went very wide.
And yeah, Menno has gone really wide further back as well as he's back in connection. But the Ferrari ran the outside towards turn 1, and he's done a Coulthard. He's done a Coulthard on the McLaren. Brilliant there from lefted right round the outside of Thomas Gall. Superb move.
But look at Menno Ardogan, sorry, he's gaining on Harlan Marquez now, coming in towards turn 4. Is he going to make a move? He's not going to stick. He's going to stick back for now. But Leroy Brown also on the back of Istvan Nagy. But still, 4 seconds the gap is now between P2 and 3.
They must have had some arrangement where they'll just check out together as well. There's no way. They're not racing each other. They're not overtaking each other. They're purely going there just to say, okay, well, you go ahead and then we'll see where it goes afterwards. That's insane.
Yeah, it is. It's like Java Haj is leading a safety car.
Yes, yeah. It's in an Alpine as well. He is, isn't he?
He is, indeed.
It's the e-sport version of Fernando Alonso, isn't he? That's exactly what he's doing. Leading everybody ahead.
Yeah, it worked. In Monaco and in... Was it now? Was it Spain? No, it was Baku, wasn't it? He held off McLaren's, yeah.
He did it in Spain as well. Did it in Monaco. I know he did it in Baku, but I swear
Monaco,
he also did it.
That was hilarious. He was about 20 seconds off.
Everybody was so far behind them, yeah.
Yeah, he was 3 seconds a lap slower than the leaders.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Now look at this, 4 seconds behind the leaders as well. It just keeps on changing as they come through. I think the chat room saying something in our PSGL chat. So while I take a look at that as well, we can still see the TV pictures as well as they come back through. Oh, it's
Cameron
just normal.
Dowds is on the back of Leroy Brown, and Lefty seemed to be about 6/10 back. But the thing is, because of how close the grid is, Lefty will be now dropped down to 13th.
Yes.
Which
with that
would.
penalty. Yeah.
The thing is, if Martin Magulli was to get 9th or higher, that would be the best result for Aston Martin this season. The best result so far was 10th.
Yeah, only a point, haven't they? In the
it's a shame.
constructors. Yeah.
We'll have a quick look at the standings, and we'll talk through them a little bit now, because we didn't earlier.
Hang on, Cameron Downs is really on the attack. Into towards turn one. He's going to try and go around the outside of Leroy Brown as well. Into the centre S. And he just scrapes with a couple of things there as well. But Leroy stays ahead and Cameron can't find the way through. Talk us through the standings, Richie.
But yeah, we're going to have a look here. So at the moment, there is no one on the grid who has got 3 consecutive podiums. Which means if Bogdan Moldovan today was to get a podium, P3 or higher, he will be the only driver this season to get 3 podiums or more. If he was to
really
win,
has come alive.
He has indeed. Look at the constructors, and at the moment, Alfa Romeo 1 point, which was in round 6 in Italy, Monza, sorry. So yeah, it's not gone too well for them at all. But currently, the main battle is between P1 and P4, which is only 23 points, which consists of McLaren, Williams, Alfa Romeo, and Alpine. Alpine being the bottom of those 4, and McLaren being at the top. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the latter stages of this championship. Harlem is on the back of Martin. He's going up the inside of Martin. Already before the start-finish line, he's got him, I think. And also, Martin's got a Thomas goal. Thomas goal!
He got forced off by Thomas Gall. My goodness.
Oh, he spun!
Martin spun it. He's got it going again. That's good. Oh.
I said if he finished P9 or higher. Well.
Thomas Gall's coming under pressure as well. Harlan Marquez is sending it up the inside. They're going to make contact.
That was close. He's going to go again. He's going to go for it again.
And look, that's going to bring Ardiganal into the mix as well. I'll just ride them as they come through Piratella.
That was close there.
Yeah.
But, whew, what a move. Well.
Are these guys racing tonight or just doing dodgem cars?
They're all getting a bit close together, definitely. But Jay now, 5 seconds behind Bogdan Moldovan. That is just mad.
Right.
It does. But, Bogdan's nearly at the DRS to Harvey. But is Harlem able to get past Tamas goal now? Tamas has got the flashing red light. But look at Harlem, he's gaining. Tamas goal into the pit lane. Puts Harlem Marquis 9th.
So he's the first driver to dive in. He'll put on presumably hard compound
hard,
tyres.
Surely.
Yeah, because he started on the mediums and did 12 laps, which is good. Yeah, hard tyres going on. Had to be. Nothing else would have fitted. So Thomas Gall's going to try and play the overcut here. And I don't think it's going to work either because the hard tyres can go a lot longer.
It's going to be close. But Mercedes currently running 10th and 11th, so definitely not what they want, of course. Considering these last few races, they've started to score some points. The first 4 rounds, they scored no points. And in the last 3 rounds, they've scored points every race.
I'm just taking a look at Bogdan. I know we're watching the Mercedes at the moment. I'm just taking a quick look at Bogdan. With the yellow sector 2.
Tamas!
Oh, Tamas Gall, what's happened?
He's
had a spin.
Turn 4.
Yeah, Casino de Larga. He's got going again.
I think he's hit the apex on the inside line.
And it's spun him round. Yeah.
Martin gets a penalty.
Track limits for sure. Has to be.
Definitely.
But back to what I was saying about Bogdan, he was closing in on that last lap as well, and now he's just sort of backed off. He's going to try and pass him in the pit lane. He's going to try and do an overcut strategy. That's the only thing I can think of because he's clearly much faster than Harvey. And I think 40% battery power for Moldovan, 84 for Harvey Cohen. Harvey's got more pace compared to Bogdan, so Bogdan's trying to pass him, and as well, he's definitely not just hanging around. And the only person who's hanging around...
It's Van Nagy's out!
Oh no! Nagy's hit the wall!
Where's he hit the wall?
Safety car!
Finally! There he is! Martin McGill nearly hits him.
Well, is it virtual or is it full safety car? I need to see the board. It's virtual safety car at the moment, I
Oh.
believe. No,
Let's
it's
have a
full.
look.
Full safety car's out. Look.
Surely. Yep, it's
13.
full.
Full safety car. Finally, 5 weeks later, and the full safety car comes out. Well, now this is going to trigger the pit lane because Harvey Cohen everyone's going to get a free pit stop. This is going to
Surely.
benefit Thomas Gal, maybe, because he pits up early. Yeah, Harvey
Could
Cohen
do.
dives into the pit lane. So does Bogdan Moldovan. So does JVR. They're all going to stream into the pit lane now. So get ready for pit lane watch because everyone's going to get a free stopper. But the question is, Thomas Gal, I think, is actually the biggest loser because everyone's going to keep their positions now.
But
So
Martin
he's too far out.
Yeah. He's Martin McGlue. Oh, Harlem gets a 5 second.
Speeding in the pit lane, and he's not retiring either. Now, is it going to be only unsafe?
Oh, people being stopped, though. There's people being stopped in the pit lane.
Yeah,
Having to wait for others to go down. So that's put Cameron
what's
into 7th.
So what's the new running order then? I don't think Harvey Cohen's got the lead of the race. Yes, he does.
Leroy Brain into 4th.
Wow, that's changed it as well. So he's
That
jumped
really
2
has.
places.
Menno
There's the
into
Aston
8th.
Martin. Yeah.
The Aston Martin
Menno's 8th.
there.
Thomas Gal has pitted. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Softs for lefted again.
Softs.
Hang on. Look at Martin McGulley. Is he on intermediates? Is he on inters? Martin McGulley.
He
can't
is.
see the camera.
He is.
Is he? Where is it? I can't go F6.
He
at the
is.
moment. He is on intermediates.
Things are the game glitch.
Is on intermediates. Wow.
I think he's possibly had a game glitch.
Well, he was last anyway with a penalty, so that's okay. Thomas Gal has done a smart thing here and put soft tyres on. But 15, well, more than that as well, on those tyres is going to be a long arse. But Lefted also did that, so they're going to have more speed on the restart. But
we've got 21 laps remaining.
Yeah,
it's not
going to work. Yeah, that's betting on another safety car. But Harvey Cohen is right behind the Aston Martin safety car, which makes an appearance for the first time in 5 weeks.
Been too long.
Yeah, finally. So that's
Martin's going to pit, surely, isn't he? Surely he's going to pit. Yes, he is. But Harlem pits and lefted. What's Harlem pitting on? He was on mediums, but he's going to pit onto softs.
Well, okay, and lefted's gone medium.
Oh, he's serving his penalty.
5-second penalty, I see. But is he honestly going to switch to softs? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a brave call.
On to mediums, I think. Martin's jumped up to 9th.
On hards now as well with all this because everyone came through the pit lane and he's put hards on. Oh, that's an interesting strategy.
Why can't I see Harlem?
Alan Marquez is down in 11th, shift 11. Here he is, just come out of the pit lane now. So here he is, and he's on soft compound tyres. Wow,
that's interesting, to say the least. But of course, I'll see now the safety car should be coming in probably another lap. Give one more lap of safety car, possibly.
Yep.
When we're heading out. Yeah. It's definitely felt off, isn't it? Hasn't it, this evening? It's not felt the same as usual.
It really has felt off, and I was just looking down as well because I've just been sent that tweet again as well. And Clarence House has confirmed that His Majesty the King will be known as King Charles III, so that has been made official now as well. And Gary Hollywood has just put this on as well, with the Paddington saying, "Don't be frightened, Mom, the world will be holding your hand," as well. It's a lovely image of Paddington leading the Queen as well. And it's just so emotional. It's such a weird situation.
Yeah. For me, without it sounding odd, it's more weird than emotional for me, personally. It's like, it's such a... Yeah, it's like, it's sad, but it's like, it's more like, you can't really believe it. You know, it's one of them, it's like, wow, the Queen's passed away. It's something that, obviously I've known the Queen ever since I was born. Not personally, obviously, but I've known of her for a long time. And even my grandparents have known her their whole life. So it's definitely a very odd thing to happen.
Well, it was a tradition, wasn't it? At Christmas,
yeah, and obviously the Commonwealth as well.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's definitely going to be sad. Obviously, Prince Charles, it's nice he's carrying it on, but he'll never be the same as the Queen in my eyes.
No, you're right.
Like, the Queen was one of her own. No one will ever be able to replace the Queen. Obviously, physically he's replaced her, but
titles. Yeah,
yeah,
but no, she was
yeah,
the greatest monarch I think this country's ever had as
yeah.
well.
I
And
think one of the greatest monarchs the world's ever had,
definitely there, yeah.
because
Yeah.
everyone
She
knows
was
the Queen. She's the
yeah.
Queen of, is it 15 countries? I think something like that.
Oh,
Because she's
I
got
think a bit more
Canada,
actually.
Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
Australia. Look, she's the queen of a lot of countries, so it's going to hit the world a lot. And I think, obviously, it's a sad time. I think the UK are going to have the most hit because, obviously, it's where she's mainly based, the UK. So, yeah, it's a sad time. But as of now, we're going to get ready to start the restart. As Bogdan going to be closing in on Harvey Cohn. If you'd like to take the restart, Josh.
Oh, thank you very much, Richie. So, Harvey Cohen coming to the restart then, and they're all trying to warm up their tyres. They've all gone to mediums, but Tamascal on the hards, and Martin McGully's put on soft compound tyres. Bogdan Moldovan didn't get the overcut he wanted to do, but it's green flag and race on once again here at Sao Paulo as we head down across the line already. Oh, he's trying to go around the outside. That won't be allowed, surely, because he didn't cross the control line. Now he's done it and taken fourth position. Trying to get the position back. Up the inside goes Henry Moore as well. Trying to take it back. Not going to work. He cuts it down through the center S as well. And they cut back through. So, already, battle is on. And the race restarting is completely changed. Leroy Brown taking fourth position away from Henry.
Yep, this very close now. Meadows also on the back of Cameron Days, coming up into the double right-handers now. Leroy Brown had a bad start, but then he clawed it back in the second phase. And we can see Lefted also on the back of Ardeganay. Ardeganay had a really bad start, and Harlem had the worst. Always Harlem's got up the inside of Tamascal. And also we got Lefted and Martin McGurley fighting for P10.
Harlem, Marquez and Tamascal just touched ever so slightly on their front wing as well, and Tamas keeps in the race. Now Lefted goes down into 10th position. Martin McGully's making his way up the field into P9 as well. So desperately trying to get back up, but now he's facing another driver. Hang on a minute, is that Martin? That is Martin McGully on softs as well. I'm looking at the wrong camera.
But look at Lefted, he's coming up the inside of Martin McGully. Is he going to go the inside or the outside? Surely he's going to go the inside. Come on, Lefted. And he's going to go around. Oh, he backs off. But Martin's got the inside of Ardeganay. I did not see that move coming.
Well, this is going to be perfect for Lefted now because he can get the slipstream round the outside of the curve to Sol, down the retro poster and towards Casino de Laga. Martin McGully goes defensive on the inside line. Lefted tries to pull it round the outside line. They nearly make contact, and they do. They touch winglet to winglet as well as they come through. So Lefted stays down in 10th position.
Harlem Marquis, though, pressuring Lefted round the outside. He hits the back of Lefted. That's Lefted round.
I don't believe it. Lefted's been spun. Lefted spins round and drops down into 12th position. And Tamascal's been given a 3-second time penalty. So that's his charge done as Lefted continues on and the racing goes on. But now Harvey Cohen has had an attempt from Bogdan Moldovan, and Moldovan's dropped 7/10 back.
Yeah, really shame for Bogdan now. He was about 4 tenths behind, then he had a bit of a bad exit on the final corner. But Martin McGurley's got some pace now on those soft tyres. Harlem, sorry's on the back of Martin as well now, coming up in towards the first turns, the centre S's. And I don't think Harlem's got enough pace, but Martin's going to go for Ardeganay now. Up the inside goes Martin McGurley. And I think he's got the move. He's going to keep it. He's going to try and keep it at least from Ardeganay. Martin McGurley currently up to 8th position in this Grand Prix. Harlem Marquis up the inside of Ardeganay as well. That's Ardeganay down to 10th in just 3 corners. So now Harlem Marquis also charging through the field. These really did come out of nowhere. But also, Ardeganay is going to be pressuring Harlem around the outside. And he's going to have to back off. Surely he can't make that move done, and he backs off. Definitely that's a clever thing to do. And Bogdan Moldovan, we'll watch him a little bit. We haven't seen much of him at all this race. As the two at the front are kind of split off earlier this race. But
and they've been kept together now by this safety car as well.
The points are, is it 16, 12, 10, 8, first to 4?
Yes. That's
which means that Bogdan Moldovan will lead the championship by 1 point if it finishes like this.
And he's come back from having a podium-less season to winning 2 on the bounce and taking the 3rd podium as things stand as well. And he's going to take that lead of the championship by 1 point, as you said, as things stand. That's just insane. Last year's champion in F4 didn't have a great first 4 races, second half of the year. Hello, I'm back, bang on, going to be through. And he's just doing an amazing job from Bogdan Moldovan.
He is, yeah. I'm in favour of him to win the championship. This is nothing against Leroy Brown, of course. He's been amazing. But I think, obviously my bias is towards Bogdan. It was my first season commentating on professional esports last season, and Bogdan Moldovan won that season, so it was. I suppose it's one of them. In a way, it's my first champion I've ever commentated on. So it's always got that connection there that you want him to do well. And obviously,
Yeah,
even if he finishes second, surely he's going to move to F3 next season. He's got to,
got to.
surely.
Got to.
And
I would even say maybe F2.
if not, it's rigged. So Connor, you know what you've got to do. You've got to get Bogdan Moldovan to F3 next season. Otherwise, I'm going to be having words.
It's the Jamie Chadwick effect, isn't it? How long does she stay in the debut series when she clearly deserves to be elsewhere?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we could just get Jamie Chadwick to petition for Bogdan Moldovan then.
Yes. Let's get Jamie in a race in PSGL. That'd be fun to see.
It would.
Holland
Holland takes the fastest set to 3 there, and I think he's still got the fastest lap. So Holland's had lots of pace, but he just can't really show it off, and he's on the back of Martin McGulley now. He's closing on Martin McGulley a lot, coming down the retroprostat, but I don't think he was close enough to make a new move.
And he's out of ERS as well, completely. He was on 0%. He's gained 5% back in the braking zone for turn 4, but he was way out of it as we cut back to Bogdan.
Yes, looking at Bogdan now, he's currently on the charge after Harvey, and I'm going to have a look at the standings, because if this is right, then after this race, I think Red Bull is second in the championship. Just going to double check. I think they are at least. I'm trying to remember things. We'll have a look. Let's have a quick look here. Who's currently second in the championship? It is, when it loads, because Discord's very, very badly optimised on the phone. There we go. So, leading the constructors is McLaren. They will lose the lead today to not Red Bull, sorry. They could lose it to Alfa Romeo, possibly. Could also lose it to Alpine, depending on where Haaland finishes.
Side by side.
We've got a move.
Starting to crash. Yeah, it's Cameron Downs going on. Henry Moore as well in towards turn number 1. And he's made the move stick. Cameron Downs moves up into 5th position, but the Red Bull of Henry Moore has got a great slipstream with the DRS open down the retroposter. He's looking to the inside line, but can't go for that late of a move.
No. Yeah, it was close, definitely there. But, these guys, obviously, we looked at the first half of the season, the first 2 or 3 races, and some of the racing was absolute, no offence, dreadful. It was awful. But, since Monza, they've really got that racecraft back. And I think, like I said since the start, it's that thing of, it's a new game, yes. It's technically the same game, if you know what I mean, but it's all different. So they've got to learn where they can push the limits, and obviously now they've learnt, and racing's a lot more better side by side.
So they come back through. It's lap 23 of 36 already. This race going quite quickly, to be fair, quicker than normal actually, feeling of it as we come into it. As Harvey Cohen leads by 0.5 of a second. We're watching Henry Moore in P6 as well. Not much happening at the moment. Field, well, to be fair, the top 10 separated by less than a second on each as well on the intervals after that late safety car. But yeah, it's getting quite confusing. Oh dear, Jed would have tweeted. That's probably not the best situation to hear right now. I've just seen it come up on my tweet deck as well, because I've got PSGL on one split screen with it, and then my home screen on another. And somebody's retweeted the Jedward tweet from an hour ago.
Oh no!
Talking about the Queen's death as well. That's the last people I want to see talking about that. Thank you very much. So I'm now looking back up at the main screens as well as I come back through. But anyway, Henry Moore P6 at the moment still, and he's stuck behind Cameron Downs, and he's just not too far back. They're stuck.
What do you mean?
Well, they're all stuck. Oh, they're all on the same tyre strategy.
Oh, yeah, so it's not, they can't really do much.
Yeah, they can't do much. It's a difficult circuit to overtake out here. They're all just stuck as we come back through.
Look at Leroy Brown. So the first race, he won. Second race, he got P4 due to his bad strategy. Third race, he won. Fourth race, he got 2 points. Fifth race, he won. Sixth race, he got 12 points on a podium. And then the 7th race, he's got no points. So
should have won that one, then.
Yeah, he should. It was a close one for him. But Bogdan Moldovan, he's not had a bad season either. 4 podiums currently. Him and Leroy Brown are the only 2 people to have more than 3 podiums. Currently,
this whole thing,
Yeah, on 2 podiums, Conor Muir, he's had 2 podiums in a row. Who else has 2 podiums? Harlan
Yellow sector
Marquis.
2, left. Oh, we've
Oh,
got another one out the
oh!
track.
Speaking of lefted,
Lefted.
he's out.
Safety car. Safety car again.
Oh,
And this is exactly what we needed as everybody hits the brakes to coming back down to the speed. And they all go side by side. Lefted has crashed out. The safety car is back out as well.
full safety car.
Two
Yeah, I
safety
said
cars.
I was talking about lefted because obviously Conor Muir and lefted is the same person, and I said, "Oh, Conor Muir's had 2 podiums in a row," and then he bins it. Also, are they going to pit? Is someone going to go for it? No one's.
No.
Oh.
Okay. I would have
Martin Maguli. You'll be able to, yeah. Arda, Harlem, and Tamas. Tamas doesn't need to, but he's gone in.
I think, yeah, that's a bad error. I would have gone for soft tyres there because that would have been the. Now you're going to get caught behind the safety car. You had a free pit stop there to go for softs, and only through 1 quarter of the field took it.
Yeah. I need to quickly pop away for 1 second, but I'm back shortly. I'll just keep that on for you on the screen.
No worries.
Safety car. 1 second.
No worries. Martin Magurley, Arda Ganal, Hala Marquez, and Tamas Gal have all gone onto the soft compound tyres as well. We're under safety car for the second time today for a crash for Conor Muir, or lefted as he's now known as well. He has crashed out of the race down at turn 4, which is the Casino de Laga. So we are now in our second safety car period. We went 5 weeks without a safety car, and then we come here today and we've seen 2. That's how chaotic the crashing can be at this circuit as well. As we come back in, and Leroy Brown just going a bit side by side there with Cameron Downs. You can see at the top of your screen as they come through into Zhongkao as well. Harvey Cohen leads them round. And we will go to lap 27 behind the safety car. Now, is anybody going to pit other than the P8 down who pit on the previous lap? Will we see Harvey Cohen come in? No. Anybody going to risk it for a pit stop and it is on a soft compound tyres? No, they are not. So
I've returned. Yep, let's say, very nice from McLaren, who've changed their profile picture on social media to a black and white logo instead of the orange and black. To obviously show their mourning for the Queen. And also, something a bit off topic. Apparently, sources I've seen, Mercedes have announced they are going to be considering Daniel Ricciardo as a driver for Lewis Hamilton's replacement.
Oh, is that if Lewis retires?
That's if Lewis retires in 2023. The way people think it will go is Daniel Ricciardo will move to Mercedes reserve next season. Then the season which Hamilton retires, which is rumoured to be 2023, Ricciardo will step up into that Mercedes seat. Which, if I ask me, would probably be the biggest mistake of Mercedes' career. No offence to Daniel. No offence to Daniel, but I think Mercedes will make a big mistake by putting him in as a full driver. Reserve driver, fair enough, but full driver, no. It's no offence towards Daniel, but, his time's done, I think, as a full driver in F1. And that's because he's, it's nothing against him. I've loved Daniel Ricciardo for all the years he's been here, but there's a point when you've got to say, it's enough, like Vettel has and Raikkonen.
Who would you replace Hamilton with? Safety car's coming in this lap. So
Nick de Vries or Ocon.
Nice. I would go Ocon. Yeah. More likely to be Ocon.
Yeah, but we'll look at Jay Verhagen. We'll go from the third driver this time to see if he can get a good start on the safety car restart. Last time, Harvey Cohen had an amazing start, but this time, is Bogdan Moldovan able to jump Harvey Cohen? Let's see now, as Harvey Cohen's going to lead them away slowly, and Harvey Cohen's going to leave it late, and he's gone!
It's a mess.
Jay, yeah. Look at Jay, though. Jay's had an amazing start. He's going to be on the back of Bogdan Moldovan now into turn 1. Up the inside is Jay Verhagen on Bogdan. Can he get Bogdan? He's going to go for it. He's still challenging around the outside, though, into turn 2. Ooh, Bogdan just about keeps the move. Keeps P2. Tamas Gal there fighting. Oh, Tamas Gal's hit the wall.
Yeah,
turn 1 is spun with Harlem.
Oh, he's
no,
just
it's not.
Got it
Oh, Martin Magurley challenging up the inside of Menno. He's going to go on the outside towards turn 4. But he can't get it done. He's going to have to switch back. He's going to try it. He's now less than a tenth behind by Menno now. And he's had to back off. He's not had the best exit there, so he's going to be stuck down in 8th position just for now. But Bogdan's still 7 tenths behind Harvey now because he had that little battle with Jay.
What a restart. That was excellent. But the Raw 2x2 coming off the last corner as well. They weren't all in organised organs. Up the inside, Martin McGooley getting a dive bomb and takes side by side. Menno versus Martin McGooley. Trying to go around the outside of Mercedes. Just about holds off. Switches back to the inside, coming to Junkau. And Martin McGooley goes to 7th with an excellent cutback manoeuvre. The Mercedes tries to come back on the inside line. Now he's under pressure from his own teammate, Arda Ganal, who does the switchback. He goes left. He goes right. They're side by side now, the two Mercedes. It's going to be 3 abreast coming in towards the centre rest as the Aston stays up. And up the inside goes Arda Ganal. He's going to force Menno around the outside into the centre rest. It becomes the inside and shuts the door. Here comes Harlan Marquez now to have a slipstream battle on the inside down the retroposter. And again, we can see Arda Ganal shutting the door. But Harlan Marquez will have the inside line. Surely he's going to take Menno on as well. They are side by side through the Casino de Laga up towards Paratella. And Menno loses 3 places.
What a little battle that was. That was an amazing battle, but the softers worked. The softers, look at Martin, he's on the back of Henry Moore. And I'll be honest, Martin was never on the pace of Henry Moore this race, so that strategy could have worked for those 4.
Soft tyres, definitely the way to go.
It'll be close, but we can see now Martin McGooley just got more grip than Henry Moore now. He's going to go to the inside, oh, no, he backs off. Oh, that was close. That was nearly a collision there between Martin and Henry.
Well, it's just like Max Verstappen last weekend in Zandvoort as well. It's the old medium compound tyres compared to brand new softs. Who do you really think is going to win out as well, as we see down the inside line? Defending is Henry Moore, is putting Martin McGooley towards the pit wall, and he's through.
Yep, Martin's through. Now he's going to be charging up towards P5, which is Cameron Dowd. Ardaganay on the back of Henry Moore. Henry Moore's got no ARS. He's flashing his red light. And now Ardaganay going to get through on Henry. He's going to go for it. And I think he's going to get it up the inside. Henry Moore pushed onto the outside line. Oh, and Henry Moore pushed off. Close one. This is going to allow Harlem through. Puts Harlem into P8, sorry. This is really bad for Menno. Henry Moore, sorry, and Menno. They both lost out terribly. In this last part of the race. Oh, is that Leroy Brown going wide? Yes, it is. Leroy Brown went really wide at the exit of turn 7. So this is going to help Cameron Dowd try and close in the gap he's going to have to, because he's got Martin McGooley right behind his rear end now. So this will be interesting. Can Martin possibly get up towards the top 2? Because you can even see Harvey Cohen from Martin McGooley's view. So this is good for Mercedes and Martin McGooley. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do. Martin McGooley will finish in the points this race if he doesn't bin it, and if he stays within 3 seconds to Tamas goal. Harlem getting past Arda, and Harlem's got the move. Harlem into P7 now. He's going to be charging after Martin McGooley very, very shortly.
This is an amazing race that we are seeing developing here. Here's Arda Ganal as well, on board as well, as they all just keep slipstreaming as well, as side by side for the back as well. And Henry Moore gets passed by Menno as well. And what can Henry Moore do just to try and keep up? It is not working as well. Yeah, the softs are just too quick. Softs are too quick. Mediums can't do anything either. And how long until Harlan Marquez closes up to the battle at the front? But they are running out of laps. Yeah,
look at Martin, though. He's right on the back of Henry Moore. And Cameron Dowd, sorry, now. And Cameron's been on the pace this afternoon, so it shows that, the soft tyres are just so much better under grip.
Really are, as they come back through as well. Here comes Martin again on the onboard camera. Looks to the inside, coming into Junkau. Not going to make that manoeuvre. Right up the hill now as well. Coming through the Subida de boxes, through into Aquabiacadacus as well, which is a really mouthful last corner, which is why we don't call it anything but turn 15. In towards the centre rest, though, the easiest pronunciation name on the track as well. And he's not going to go for a move on the inside. He touches.
Oh!
They made contact. And
that's Martin round.
It's a mess in turn 1, and Martin's stranded, and
he's out!
Oh, he's retired on track. Is that going to cause a safety car? He's not allowed to retire on track. That'll be a qualifying ban next race.
Oh, Martin shouldn't have done that. That's an iffy one there. But everyone here today will get points.
Yes, and I'm watching him now on board. He's stopped at the exit of turn 3 through Curva de Sol, and of course he's already out of the race, and it's not going to trigger a safety car.
No, but look at Leroy Brown. He's on the back of Jay Verhaage now. 3/10 is the gap. Harlem's about... Actually, this could be good for Harlem, because
back Harlem
started... Harlem started 13th. He's currently 5th.
brings his championship fight back up.
It could be, yeah. Leroy Brown, he's still after the charge of Bogdan, because then again, Bogdan will still lead the championship by 1 point, depending on how this race goes. If Leroy Brown was to go... No, so it's 12-10. So if Leroy Brown was to finish third and Bogdan second, then Leroy Brown would lead by 1 point. But if it stays how it is now, then Bogdan will lead by 1 point.
And after this, there's only 3 races left, rounds 9,
Indeed.
10, 11. So
Which
we're
is
really closing down.
Saudi, Mexico, and... No. Saudi... Then what is it? I can't think.
Bahrain.
Saudi, Bahrain, then... No, Bahrain isn't on the calendar.
Oh, isn't it? Let me take a double look at the calendar.
I don't know. I can't remember the calendar.
Saudi, United States, and Austin.
Ah,
and
that
then
was
we
it.
go
Yeah.
Great
Britain.
So,
Yeah.
next week next week we're not here because next week is our break week for the sport. So in 2 weeks' time, we're back for Saudi Arabia. Then we're in the United States. Then we're in Great Britain. So next week we're not here. It's our break week for PCF4.
Yep,
so we get Thursday off.
That's good. That's nice. We get a bit of a break from the action. Oh, but look at Harlem. Look how much he's closed in on Leroy. 8/10 in the last lap. Harlem goes quickest as well, a 9.2. The fastest lap originally was a 10.4. But this... I'm going to say podium for Harlem.
Yeah, he's too quick now.
Look at him now. He's going to go for it.
DRS. Go on. Lunge up the inside. No, he's too far back.
It's going to be close. I'm going to say podium for Harlem. It's possible. 2 laps to do it. And look, you can see how much more grip he's got on the exits over Leroy. He's just mad. Menno on the back of Cameron Dowds.
Oh, he's gone for it.
Oh! And he's hit Leroy!
Oh, that was
That's Leroy down to 5th. But Harlem is now... He's not going to be able to push pressure anymore. Question is Jay Verhaage going to play teammates or not? Is he going to back off a little bit to get Harlem the DRS, which I think he has done. But yeah, it's a shame for Leroy there. That means now that... hang on, is it 7 points for 5th?
Yes.
Which means Bogdan will lead by 2 at this rate. But Harlem's got to keep in that DRS. Is going to be in trouble. And look at Leroy's closing in. He's really pushing on Harlem now.
He's got no ERS, that's why. Harlem Marquez, he's got 0 ERS power. He's just gained 5% back onto braking at turn 1, but he's spent it all. Martin McGurley has just apologised to Cameron Downs.
But Harlem's not got DRS.
No, he's out of it. So that's it. And with no ERS power either, I think that's Harlem stuck in 4th.
Could be, but it depends if he can catch up in the corners over Jay. But
this is getting intense.
It is. It's all going to get into the last lap, I think. At the moment, any of the top 6 can win.
Yeah, they're all within a second of each other, as you say. Yeah, it's getting close. I suppose.
This is the phenomenal lap, but we'll go on board with our race leader, Harvey Cohen, who's led every lap of this race currently. So
yeah,
he would take a Grand Slam if he won this race. We can see him now. He's leading off the pack. Bogdan seems to... Oh, Bogdan's lost a little bit of time there. On to the final lap of this race. The Brazilian Grand Prix now. Bogdan, he's still charging after Harvey, but I don't think it'll be enough this race.
Last lap the call, as you say, and I don't think it will be, because I think Harvey Cohen has just got something else out here today, and he's keeping that pressure on. Bogdan Moldovan has kept it throughout, but Harvey Cohen, I think this is the best drive I've ever seen from him. This is something else. He's still going 2 tenths faster than his own fastest lap in this last lap alone. It's flying out there.
But yeah, for me, I'd say Harvey Cohen's the driver of the day.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Easily. He's took his first Grand Slam, pole and a win, and led every single lap.
To be different, to give some recognition, Harlem Marquez deserves a call for that as well, to be fair.
I'd say any of the top 4. Harlem, Jay, Bogdan and Harvey.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it as well. As they're coming in, we're just looking. We better switch back to number 1 because he's at Junção and it's a little bit run to the line. Harvey Cohen then, he's going to do another victory dance as well. Out of the last corner, running towards the line. Here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Harlem Marquez wins at Sao Paulo.
Harvey Cohen, do you mean?
Thank you. I know exactly how I did that. So, yeah. Harvey Cohen wins at Sao Paulo. Another great race win for him. Bogdan Moldovan is second, and Jay Verge is in third position. Don't worry, I'll
Amazing
edit that in
race.
post. I'll edit that in post. The highlights next
Oh.
week, I'll split that out. So you'll on the
Tom Scott takes
highlights, you'll
fastest
never
lap.
know. Oh, we did it! The last line, brilliant.
GG. What a race that was. That was an amazing race. That takes second spot behind Monza. I think that's fair to say. The second time this season I've said that isn't my favourite race.
Yes, that was a second as well. It was a nice quiet one as well.
Should we let's have a look at our intermission screen again, and then we'll. Oh, actually, no, we need to get the race results, don't we? If they come up this time.
Yeah, but they don't always come up, do they? That's half the problem.
It's annoying.
Oh, we're going to the podium at the moment, so I hope we're there.
There we go. Harvey Cohen taking the win.
Yes.
Yeah, Harvey Cohen for me. There we go. We can see the results. So Harvey Cohen wins, followed by Bogdan Moldovan, Jay Verhage, Harlan Marquis, Leroy Brown, Odiganay, Cameron Dowd, Menno, Moore, and then Thomas Gall, the last of the finishers. And then Martin Maguli finishes 11th, Lefty 12th, and Is Van Nagy 13th. But
it's the first time we don't have to scroll down. They're all there.
It's been a good. For the fact we only had 13 drivers and 10 finishers, that was a very good race.
That was a good race as well, and I'm not sure if there's any interviews at the moment.
If anyone wants to head into the interview room, feel free to. We're going to switch over to the interview screen now, actually. And if anyone wants to pop in, hello, Henry.
Hello.
Hello, Henry. Hello, how are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Nice for asking as well. And what did you make of your race out there today? Then was it as an okay one? You had some great battles out there today.
I mean, yeah, it was finally a fun race, but it went from an easy P4 to P9 in a couple laps. So
soft tires runners quick throughout there.
Obviously, there was a I think it was on the you and a couple of others who unfortunately dropped down due to the soft runners. Do you think you could have done anything differently to defend from them, or do you think you kind of threw everything you could?
I probably should have boxed for softs with them because I was behind everyone as well. So
yeah, but
if I did that, then it would have finished better. But
I suppose the thing is, obviously, you've learned that what staying out obviously was a bit of a mistake. So at least you can learn for future races. Obviously, you can do things differently to what you've done now. But still, qualifying, you was up there as well. Was it P3? I think in qualifying, wasn't it for you? What did you think of the wet qualifying? Was you glad it was wet, or would you prefer dry?
Well, I know Harvey was.
Yeah, Harvey was unstoppable.
We were in a VC together in qualifying, and he was screaming. He was so happy.
Harvey had an amazing race. I think it was qualifying as well. Was it 8/10, I think, which was just mad.
Well, actually, Harvey's here in the waiting room. I'll drag him in now. Harvey, can you hear me? Harvey, I'm Bogdan's here too. Everyone's here. Harvey, can you hear me? Because Henry's just told us that you were in a voice chat together during qualifying and you were screaming down the mic that you were delighted with it as well.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's just usually the whole time. I was screaming down the mic for Henry, just the usual. Had to give him a little show. But yeah. I mean, I was a bit happy with quali. Probably could have got a bit more out of the car, but at the end of the day, it was pole, so I can't really complain too much.
But carry on, Josh.
I was going to say, and Henry, have you got your eardrums back then from that scream?
I think so.
But still, it's if I'm correct, it was what you led every lap. You got pole and you won. So is that your first Grand Slam of the season? I think if I'm correct.
Yeah, it is. It's my first win.
Nice.
Obviously, as you know, and probably have seen in the country box, I've not had the best luck, especially with the pit lane, and I've kind of wanted to put things straight this past week. Ever since about Imola, I kind of was like, what am I doing? So putting a bit more practice, and it's good to see that the practice is paying off.
Yeah. You excited for next round? Obviously, Saudi Arabia, if I'm correct. Are you excited for that race, or?
Yeah, of course I'm excited. Jeddah always makes for good racing. It creates a lot of action. So it should be a good race to watch and drive. So definitely, I'm looking forward to it.
And both you as well, Harvey, and Bogdan as well as also in the box. You two just sort of checked out at the beginning of the race. You were 4.5 seconds faster than anybody else behind you. as well. Then the safety car happened, the first one, and everything bunched back up again. Did you two sort of say, okay, we're not going to race each other, or did you were actually racing each other, but just you couldn't get past Bogdan? Because to us, it looked like you were just sort of working together to get a gap on the rest of the field. So what was going on there?
For me, I was just pushing the whole race. Harvey had an awesome pace. I could not do anything about it. I was just pushing to keep up with the DRS, nothing more. Yeah, he won that clearly, and I had no chance at it.
But still,
I did. You got on, Richie.
I was going to say, Bogdan, you nearly the championship by 1 point.
Yeah, really excited by
So
that.
that's
3 rounds
excited me a
left.
bit as well. But
So
also, you're the only driver to have 3 podiums in a row as well, and to have 2 wins in a row. So
nice.
you ain't had a bad run these last few races.
Yeah, I think this Brazil race was actually my best. Like I did everything right. Only a small mistake on the first safety car restart, but other than that, I was just
Yeah.
driving 100% every time. But as I said, Harvey had an awesome pace.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but
What
yeah,
happened on the
looking
last
forward.
lap? Because you
Well,
kind of lost about a second on Harvey.
well, that's the thing. I had like 10 or 15 years, and probably he had
Ooh.
50 or something
Yeah,
like that.
Harvey had a
I
lot.
was at about, I think going on to the last lap, I was on 65-ish. So
Yeah, as I said.
Jesus.
So
I think
yeah.
it was. I think it was about lap 10 or something. I think it was Harvey was on about 80 and Bogdan was on about 5.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the whole first stint for me, I was just making sure to manage my ARS. I know that the track drained it quite a bit, so I just knew that I had to limit how much I was using and just try and regen as much as I could.
yeah, but still, obviously, you three didn't had an amazing race. Obviously, it didn't work for Henry as much, but you know, it's still positive to take away. Obviously, Henry knows he had the pace, definitely the top 4 pace, I'd say. So yeah, it's not a bad race at all from any of you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially for me and Henry as a team in Red Bull, we know that Henry's got the pace, and we know that on my day maybe I can have my pace. So
Yeah.
it's just about maximizing results.
Yeah, definitely.
And guys, just quick before we let you go as well, rate your race out of 10 as well. I suppose we'll go in the reverse order how you finish well. So, Henry, what was your race out of 10?
I'd go 6.5.
That's fairly decent as well. We were really impressed with you in the comments box today, so take out from that. Bogdan, you already said that it was probably your best performance this season. How do you rate your race?
Yeah, 9.5, I say.
Ooh.
Harvey, do we even need to ask you?
I don't know. What do you think I'll rate the race?
I think the perfect 10.
Yeah, maybe a perfect 10. There was a couple of things that I could have done better, but yeah, I mean, I'll take it. It's a really good result, and it's great for my improvement, having sweated a bit to try and improve my dry pace.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a great week.
Yep. See you all next time.
You too. Have a great night.
Goodbye. But
out
yeah,
they
it was
all
nice to
go.
have a chat. It was nice to have a chat with them all together.
that's
That was very
nice.
nice. Yeah. But obviously,
So-
everyone, thanks for joining us. And I'd like to say one more thing on behalf of me. Obviously, the whole country all still saddened from the sudden death of the Queen. Definitely something we didn't see coming anytime soon. Obviously, I think we all knew it was going to happen one day or another, but definitely not today. So it's been a bit of a shame to me, at least, and to Josh, it hasn't felt the same as it usually does. Obviously, with the tragic news, it definitely felt off to me. Obviously, it's definitely a very sad day for the country.
And absolutely, as well as it's been such a weird one broadcasting this race as well. It hasn't felt exactly the same. Of course, it probably won't. And this weekend's Italian Grand Prix as well for F1 is going to be a very different feeling. And the country is going to feel extremely different as well going forward. So at this time, as well as we round up here as well, for myself and Richie, we want to thank you all for watching at this difficult time. Hopefully we've done enough to sort of break you away from the reality of the world and give you a nice distraction. But our thoughts and prayers as well this evening as well are most definitely with the royal family as well at this time as well. We want to say as well a massive condolences as well to His Royal Highness the King, King Charles III as well, and a solemn condolence as well for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Thank you very much for joining us as well.
Yes.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
I want to say one thing. First of all, we've got the break next week, so we won't be here next week. We'll be here the week after. And second of all, to end the stream on a light note, it was very nice. We had quite a lot of activity today in the chat. In the stream, we had about 80 viewers max, which is very nice. So, obviously, with it being a sad day, we'd like to say thank you all for helping us, and a bit of a nice end to the stream. Obviously, the race was definitely something great to add to the day. But we'll see you all next time. So, see you later.
Take care, everyone. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
This broadcast was brought to you by GT Omega and Grid Rival, proudly supporting PSGL.